So today we are going to make the In the Hoop double-sided zipper pouch. Here you can see this is the smallest size, and I'm using this as a period care case for my daughters. Perfect for going into the handbag and discreet. Comes in 3 to 4 sizes depending on whether you are using a number 5 zip or a number 3 zip. This is the largest size. What I'm making today is going to be one size up from this, suitable for the 5x7 hoop, and perfect for your, for instance, glasses. So the requirements that I need, and there is a cutting guide included for all of the different sizes. So the first thing I need is 2 pieces of main fabric. The cutting guide differs if you are using vinyl, where you don't need to cover that edge there, or fabric, where I am going to need to turn that edge under. Because I'm using fabric, and a lightweight fabric at that, I'm also using just a piece of embroiderer's felt under there as well. I've then got lining fabric, and again, according to my cutting guide, I've got one pocket where we have a 1 centimeter turn under. Now, a great tool for turning that under is just the heat proof mat. And then we've got one long piece to form the second pocket as well. So all cut according to the guide. I've also decided to put a little D-ring onto this one, so I've created a D-ring strap just out of a piece of leftover vinyl, and I then need my zipper. Now, you guys have seen me do this one before, but I'll go through it again. Just take the 2 zipper ends and thread it on. And we're now ready to move over to the machine and get stitching. So here I've got my 5x7 inch hoop, and I've got my design loaded up, so I am ready to stitch out. The first colorway is going to show me where I'm going to place my ribbon. Oh, sorry, it's going to show me where I'm going to place my zipper. Okay, now let me just bring that back up here for a second. So this is my zipper. I've cut it, and I've cut it just about 1 inch longer. But what I wanted to point out here is I've got the zipper pulls going in the opposite direction. Now, I'm doing that deliberately so that you are always able to open it from a single direction, no matter how the pouch is turned around. Doesn't make that much difference, it's just me being a little bit compulsive. You are going to lay your zipper over that outline. Make sure your zipper pull is out of the way, and then we are going to stitch colorway 2 to hold that together. So this time I'll hold it in place. And we end up with a much nicer zipper. Come over and stitch down the second side. And that's colorway 5, which is then finished securing all of our zipper down. Okay, so now that our zipper is in place, I'm going to come through and trim away those excess threads, and I'm going to take my fabric with the folded under edge. Once I come through and place that between those two zipper pieces, I can then come through and stitch colorway 6. It's going to hold that fabric down. Colorway 7 is going to hold on the second side. And the front of our zip pouch is now completed. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to put the first piece of pocket on. And we're going to do this along this seam here. So I'm going to turn my hoop over and take my first piece of lining fabric, and this is the longest of the pieces, or the largest of the pieces of lining fabric. And then I'm going to come through, and we're doing this right sides up. I'm going to come through and place a little bit of painter's tape just to secure that fabric along there. Then I'm going to return my hoop to the machine and stitch colorway 8 to secure that fabric. Once we've done that, we can again remove that from the hoop and now what we're going to do is fold that fabric up and over to that first line up the top here. And what it should be is you should be just underneath this line here. Once we've done that, again, just secure with a little bit of tape. Return the hoop to the machine and stitch. And that is our first pocket made. Now we need to put the second pocket together. So again, I'm just going to remove that from the hoop and take our second piece of fabric, and this is the fabric, the smaller piece, but that has the fold on it. And we're going to come through and we're going to lay that fold just a little bit over our stitching line there. Again, let's secure that, and that takes it working very well. Let's secure that with a little bit of tape and stitch out colorway 10. Now, make sure that that zipper pull is out of the way. And then at this stage, you come in and just make sure that that stitching line is a good line and all of the fabric is collected in the right place. Once that's done, turn it over and return it to the hoop. We're now up to the second last stitch, which is going to be to put the top on. So I am going to bring on each side my zipper in, and to make sure the zipper doesn't move, just going to put a little bit of tape over that. Then I'm going to take my main fabric, lay it over all sides of the design, and stitch. Now, depending on the size of your zipper, it can get a little bit tricky when you're coming over with the larger part of that foot. So if your machine has an auto presser foot height, just continually adjust that as you go. And you can see there mine is changing its height as it goes over that. And then I can return it to normal. Okay, the last part of our design is to now, and whilst I'm not normally that good, I am going to take my main fabric and just make sure it's on the right, it's sitting up the right correct way. Lay it over my design there. I can secure that if I wish. And return the design to the hoop to stitch out colorway 12. This is just where that extra height is a little bit required. Send it back to normal. And we've got our opening left here for pulling the project through the right way. Okay, let's move over to our workbench. Okay, so here we are at the workbench. I just want to make sure that that is going to continue to heat up. And what I've got here is my design. I can pop the hoop away now. And I want to come through. Now, as you all know, whenever we do in the hoop designs, where you do that first little stitch out, you do end up with an extra string or two. So trim those off as you go, because those are just your placement lines. Now, on this one we have our open end. So I want to keep my open end there. And damn it, I forgot to put that in. Okay, so mine does not have that on it. Other than that, I'm going to come through and trim. And I want to trim my corners. And I want to trim away just up until where we're going to do that fold through, mainly because I really want to get rid of any excess zipper. We do not want that excess zipper in our seams. Now, brutal honesty, the smaller these are, the more difficult they are to pull through, particularly when you're using vinyl. But I do have a trick. I grabbed on eBay a pair of, I think they're called crucibles or something. And what you can do is use it to go and hold up one side whilst you then pull that fabric through. And let's take those corners as tight through as we can get them. And then at the same time, we're going to remove that excess zipper stabilizer. Okay, so I've got my fabric pouch here. I'll take off that as well. And we turned right side out. So what I want to do is come through, and you can hand stitch if you want, but you guys know I'm never going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to use my double-sided, no heat tape, to come through and secure that closure. So once we've finished that, turn it out the right way. Make sure we've taken all of those extra pieces of stabilizer out, and what you've got is perfect pair of glasses cases. Now on the other end, I could use it to hold a cleaning cloth, or an extra, like my sunglasses as well. So these bags really are just perfect. They are also, yeah, this one's just a little bit small actually. Also great for holding your sewing notions. So these are the two smallest sizes, and then here we have the largest size, and I'll just take my stash out for that. So 4 sizes altogether. There is a medium size here as well. But I know that you are going to love creating these, and that they are going to be your go-to gift for the next couple of years. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Until next time, have a stitching day. Bye.